Dun 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 na na. Ladies and gents, dun dun na na na. Welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another social production. That's right, we're doing it. Thank you very much for joining me on Friday, March the 22nd, 2024. Doing it with the boys and the gals all over the place, the ladies and gents all over the world, wherever you're tuning in from. If it's your first time, buckle up, buckle down. Where can you find these videos? On Instagram, follow me there. Subscribe on the YouTube channel if you'd like to support this show, because that's how it works, baby. Help me help you, help each other out, stimulate the algorithm, or fuck the algorithm, dude. It doesn't even matter. I don't care. I don't care about the algorithm, dude. I actually genuinely don't, dude. But also, like, numbers are nice. So anywho, also check out patreon.com/RobSavagery, wherever you're tuning in from. If it's your first time, man, it's exciting. What do we do around here? We drop in every Wednesday and Friday. We shoot the shit. We have the funds. All right, we're a global syndicate. We're a tiny little community. It's a tiny little community that's growing on the lines. It's being talked about on the streets, on street corners. From your oh man, what's the hottest new talk from the neighborhood mailman or mailwoman or mail bot? Oh, it's glad you made it. Oh, meeting time. It's meeting sesh. What are we talking about? What's on the agenda? What are we talking? Oh, it's glad you made it. That's what it is. So talk about it with your family, friends. Pass it around. Again, if you've been with me from the get-go, what's going on, Wagwan, you know who you are, sending all the love right back to you. Again, if it's your new, that's because we gotta, like, every once in a while, I gotta remind everybody, we're relatively new to this whole, new in the game, new in the industry, fresh young blood in the industry, and the meats are fresh meats in the industry. Water, there's meat in the water. What are we even talking about? I don't even know, ladies and gents, but I hope your hands are filled with jizz and puss juice. That's right, I said it, I meant it. Rub it all over yourself. No time for looking for napkins or tissue paper. Cause you got that jizz in your life. Cause you've got that jizz in your life. Cause you got that jizz in your life. 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 Mix it up. Puss juice. You got that puss juice right in your life. You got that puss juice there. Right in your life. You got that puss juice right in your life. And you like to mix the different juices. Jizz and puss juice. Different juices. Bodily fluids, mixing and matching, we're making a cake. But it's a baby, it's a cake baby. Is it cake or is it a baby? Cut into the baby, see if it's a baby. It might be cake, cause this cake is hyper realistic, bitch. But be careful, do not do that, please. For the love of God, do not make a cake that looks like a baby and then bring another baby that's a real baby and then put them right next to each other and ask somebody to cut into it, because then just figure out which one's, oh man, that'd be a very, very intense show. Oh, how do you even get the permits for that shit? Or maybe you just don't do it. God. But is it cake or is it cack? Is it cake? Okay, we can do that though. We can definitely make cake that looks like cock, and you have to look at both. You gotta smell both. Which is cake, which is real. You know what I'm talking about. These are like amazing chefs on it's art, dude. I've seen it. Beautiful fellas and ladies making beautiful pastries, and I got that sweet tooth. You know me, son. Oh, fucking sweet tooth Dracula. I'll suck on that little sugar cube of yours. But they make hyper realistic cakes that look like different things. So is it cake or is it cock? A new contest. Today's all about making new contests. At least a part of the show. Helping create new contests. Is it cake or is it cock? You make realistic, hyper-realistic cakes that look like cock. You put them right next to a real cock. And people have got to decide if it's real or if it's fake. Is it cake or is it cock? And there's only one way to find out. No way, there's plenty of ways to find out. One, we don't expose the rest of the body. So I guess what if you were gonna make it is it cock or is it cake or is it vag or is it cake? You gotta make sure that like everything is hidden. So all you see is cock or cake, and then everything else is behind like a panel or something. We hide it, or like a curtain. And is it cake or then you gotta sniff it, you gotta look at it. Kind of like is it Coke or Pepsi, but like is it cock or is it cake? It's very different, similar vibes. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, you can sniff it, you can like blow on it a little, just you can spit on it if you like. It's yours at the end of the day, and at the end you got to do a taste test. You gotta deep throat it. If it's cake, you win. If it's cock, you also win, because it's the kind of show we're running. Is it cake or is it cock? Taking over the nation, coast to coast, international sensation. Is it cake or is it cock or vag or butthole? That could be like the third season. Is it cake or is it buttholes? Making little intricate hairs. Oh, I don't know. That curly looks really, they do it. They're really good. They make it look really, really aesthetic. If somebody's out there, you know who you are. You make beautiful cakes and like chocolate. You're a chocolatier out there, man. You're fucking playing with my sugar tooth, son. You know who you are, Frenchie. Do it. Make a cake that looks like cock, vag, or anus. Or nips. Is it real nips or is it cake? Oh, we're so close to collaborating, I feel. Bringing everybody together. From pastries to music, to farts, to sharts, to queefs, to drag races, to really slow-mo drag races, the slowest of races. Yeah, because everybody wants to go fast on circuit. Everybody wants to go fast. You want to see if it takes the curve and can handle a little bit of ripping and revving and ripping and the engine and the pistons and the pew pew. What? Gasoline, diesel all over you. We're celebrating, champagne's popping because you won the slowest race, son. Congratulations. Welcome back. Glad you made it. We're here together. It's Friday. It's the 22nd. Feeling good as it gets, which is nice. I got a little trim on the old. Thank you. Thank you. I got a little trim, and I only get my trim from the best. I invest in my haircuts. Long-term investing. I go and seek out, I found a Japanese couple. I also found a beautiful Italian couple from Italy and Japan, and then I got them to have a baby, each of them individually. So 2 babies, and then those 2 babies grew up. And when it was time for them to get married and have a baby together, so that's what I waited. A beautiful Japanese man and woman got together, had a Japanese baby. Italian couple had a baby, their baby's mixed, half Japanese, half Italian baby who gives expensive haircuts, $100 million trillion haircuts. This Japanese Italian baby is the best, and that's what I did. What are you spending your monies on? Ladies and gents, I did it myself. That's right, I'm the Japanese Italian baby. Okay, fine. Guilty as charged. Not Japanese, not Italian. But I cut my own hair, and I was naked, and it was fun. And my haircuts are the haircuts that I tell myself, this is the future haircut. It's not a haircut that'll look like the way you want it to look right now, but you need to be able to see and stuff. So this is a haircut that'll kick, and 3 months from now, this is gonna be what I had imagined in my mind. But that's neither here or there. That's just spending a lot of money on things we don't need to spend money on. And that's what we didn't. So that's all wins. Anyway, ladies and gents, I hope you're moist. I hope you are, whatever you're doing out there. Fucking shout out to you. Let's have a ball. Let's just get right into it. It's Friday. Let's there's so many things that we want to be discussing. There's so many things that we want to be discussing, but let's not rush through it. Let's take our time today, shall we? Let's talk about this. First of all, I'll say this. I know everybody's been thinking, it's been it's 2024. How do we change it up? How do we shake it up? How do we make things different a little bit, but also maintain the same? And I asked myself, what is it that the people like? What is it that the people love? Booties, Everybody loves a nice shaped booty, hell yeah. But I said, is there anything we can do to make that booty game a little bit better? And I said to myself, yes, sit down, think a little bit, meditate, go and take some trips to exotic locations. Take some, go sit down, and I did that. And I went to the Amazons, dude. I sat down with an indigenous tribe and I licked a couple of beautiful poisonous fucking frogs. And I licked them and I licked them, and I was, oh man, it was overwhelming at times. Threw up a little bit. But then I saw that the frogs are actually kind of nurturing and nice, so they started to lick me back. So we had a long sesh of me licking frogs and the frogs licking me. It was good. And I came to a realization that yes, the booty game can be enhanced. And I said to myself, I'm gonna take what I learned from this trip and go back to, where I am and implement it in my little circle, in my community. And before you know it, this thing's gonna be global, man. I'm talking frontal ass surgeries. That's right. Let that just sink in for a second. Frontal ass surgeries. Let me ask you this. Tired of going to the jean store, the jean manufacturer, your jean maker, or your pants maker, and putting on a pair of pants that you're trying on, and you catch yourself having to look over your shoulder to try to get a glimpse of what your booty looks like, or at best you can wish they got mirrors, and now you're just walking in a house of mirrors, man. What is this? And you get lost and you spend 7 days in there and you're not dehydrated. Your nipples are bleeding. You're gonna have to take IVs with fucking, stuff in it that's good for you. Potassium, I don't know. Nitrates, I don't know. Herbs, spices, whatever that gets you going. Green shit, green liquids. Oh, intravenous shit. But that took too much of your time. Or you can't rely on somebody who works at the pants store, the jeans, to be like, how does my booty look? Because, they want to sell them jeans. They want to sell them and they'll be like, oh, your booty looks great from where I'm standing. And they're not lying. Your booty does look great from where I'm standing. But I'll tell you what if you had great access to your own booty and it was right in front of you? Oh, no longer am I codependent on society to tell me how my booty looks. No longer am I feeling like something's holding me back, that I can't just be like, I can't form my own opinion because I don't get a good look. So guess what? I did it. Frontal ass surgeries, taking it from the back, moving it forward. I think it's 2024. It's time. The public is ready for it. No longer will you have to question yourself as to whether or not these pants are fitting right. It's right in front of you. You get to see it. Guess what? Once we remove the booty from the back and move it to the front, it'll actually be much easier for you to sit down, because I know it's counterintuitive and you think, no, you need the cushion to sit. You actually don't. You need a 90-degree angle when you sit so you can fit it, because everything in this world revolves around 90-degree angles and sharp corners and things. So that we either start changing the world that we're living, or we change ourselves. So instead of looking at all the buildings, instead of looking at all the chairs and tables and desks, and everything is just straight lines and filled with beautiful corners, and you're wondering, how am I gonna, this is too much to change. It is too much to change. But guess what? You can get frontal ass surgery, move it to the front, get that 90-degree look behind you, and just literally slide into any little location that's got a little bit of a 90-degree angle to it, like a little Tetris. It's so much easier. We've seen it. We've implemented this overseas. The results are in. The statistics are speaking for themselves, which is kind of fucking freaky when statistics start speaking for themselves. God, you only have them on charts and pieces of paper at best on some sort of screen or monitor, but they're talking, and the statistics will not stop. They want to let you know that it's a win-win formula, and I'm offering this for all the viewers and listeners. If you've subscribed today, you will get free frontal ass surgeries on the house, because I'm a fucking giver, baby. I don't stop. It's just within me. I can't help it. I like to, if it works for me, I like to make it work for everybody else and say, look, we did this together. This was a team effort. Do not be constrained by your curves. They're beautiful, but let's move it to the front, okay? What's going on in the back? I don't know. A whole lot of buttes going out in the back. It's a shame you don't get to see, but guess what? You do. No more daydreaming. No more just like, oh my God, I wish I could. I wish I did. What about just doing it? Think about that, fam, syndicate, mi familia. Ay, papi, mami, out there. I see you out there. You want the frontal? I got it for you. We put it together. It's gonna be tight. Ay, 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 ay. Goodness me, gracious me, ladies and gents. This coffee's good, hitting all the spots. And inside, the inside organs and stuff. But it's good, dudes, ladies and gents. You got jizz in your life, cause you've got that jizz right in your life. And I just spilled a bit of coffee, which is fine. This happens, but let's... Dramatic take. Oh no, spilled coffee. Oh God, crying over spilled coffee. They say there's no reason to cry over spilled coffee, but this coffee was the best coffee there ever was. Something tells me I should get on the floor and suck it all up, because I'm a coffee fanatic, a caffeine fiend. Get a hold of yourself. Just control yourself. It'll be fine. It's just a little bit of spilled coffee. Cause you got that jizz in your life. You've got that jizz in your life. Bear with me a few seconds while I clean up this mess. We like to keep it messy around here. Excusez-moi for a second, for a moment. If you could just bear with me, I'm gonna get out of the shot for 1 second. This is gonna give you time to hit that fucking subscribe button if you like, and if you don't, just do it out of spite. Yeah. You know, one day we're gonna grow together, and one day we're gonna have staff members, people who are also going to be in the industry in the future, and they'll be assisting with bringing coffee, cleaning coffee spillage, and you're a part of that. You're contributing to that with every click, with every little chit chat that you have about this. What I just did right now, extremely organic, never been done before. But later we might get people. We will get people, spillage people. What? Overhead. Ladies and gents. But what were we talking about? It doesn't matter. We're here now. Let's get into it. Did you ever it's spring, summertime. Spring, summertime, man, you wanna go for a dip. It's jizz in your life. You've got that puss juice right in your life. Puss juice right in your life. So it's spring, summer season, and you want to go for a dip, you want to go for a swim in the sea and the river, whatever, dude. Ladies, gents, every year we have thousands, if not millions of people losing their lives to shark attacks, to all sorts of attacks, getting stung by stingrays, getting trapped in a little, you're swimming and there's a whole bunch of eels, electric eels, and they're wrapping themselves around you, just fucking giving you shocks to your body. Just turning you on because you're already wet, but also it's dangerous because you might have a difficult time now breathing, and we don't want that. How to deter electric eels, sharks, and other such dangerous inhabitants of the ocean, sea, water, body of water. I got the solution for you. Introducing the all new octopus bodysuit. That's right. Dress up like a whole realistic octopus by simply putting on this octopus suit. It's very simple. You put it on. First, you got to spit in it because it's a lot of, I've looked into this, a lot of swim gear if you want to get it, like, wetsuits, scuba diving suits, diving suit. You got to, sometimes they tell you got to get a little bit of water in there for it to be able to, easily accessible, for you to easier, have access to putting it on. Much, so that's, they say make it wet, so you slide right in it. We took from that, we learned from that, and we said, well, what's the secret element here? Wetness. And I said, what's available to us? We can spit in these suits, these beautiful octopus suits. You can spit in them so that you could easily slide into them. You can pee in them a little bit as well if you like. It's actually best if you mix both spit and pee. That way you slide right in and out whenever you like. But the important thing is you get in these bad boys, and essentially you get to go for an entire day of swimming in the ocean and the sea and the lake, wherever you are, and no worries. You see a whole gang of sharks, get right close in there. As a matter of fact, get a little bit, because first of all, these are not just like dead weight bodysuits that are just resembling a octopus. No, this is going to be, once you put it on, it's going to be attached to the, you're going to, there's Neuralink in it. There's other chips in this shit. I'm talking Lay's, Pringles, fucking, you're going to be basically controlling these other 6, 7, 8 arms extra. You got 2 hands, 2 feet. It's going to be, you're going to have like, oh man, there's going to be 10, 12 hands and arms and shit between you and the bodysuit. It's going to be great. And what you do is just get in there and get as close as possible to the hammerhead sharks. Because it's enough of us being afraid of getting in the water and be like, oh my God, I'm afraid of water because I had a friend who lost a limb. Psh, that's before times. This is the future. This is us taking control and having an autonomy, automation, having agency, taking the power back and giving it to the people from the fish. Fuck the fish, fuck sharks. But also, like, it's good to like coexist with the ecosystem. So what I recommend is you put on this suit and get right close. If they're mating, observe them. If they're sharks, maybe try to interbreed with sharks, see how that goes. It might not go super well because I don't know if sharks and octopus have ever attempted to breed, but fuck it. Try your best. I'm not gonna say you're gonna be successful, but guess what? You're gonna see a whole gang or family of octopi, and you can totally mate with them. So, stick it in. Let the tentacles just grab every bit of you and just slide in and out between each other. It'll be nice. And what else could you do? You could totally get close to killer whales and just be like, I'm an octopus fam. Don't mind me. I'm just out here. And like, when they're not looking, just latch on and swim and, eat. You get hungry. You're like, this technology is going to give me access to so much, longer periods of time spent in water. How am I gonna feed myself? Plenty of fish. Open up your mouth, eat some, really become an octopus if you like. Okay, that's the whole experience. So you're not just like swimming as a human would typically swim. I know we're changing, guys. This is the shit that moves us forward, I think. So do not be alarmed. You're like, well, what about, you hear, fish on fish crime, and that shit might happen too. That shit might happen too, but at least you're upping the chances of you surviving, because at least now you look like something that belongs in that body of water. You're not just like this beautiful, like, piece of human meat that they're fucking attracted to, and you're just not just going in. You're now more aware. At least we can say now we know. At least we can say now that we had access to information. At least now you're like, I'm prepared a little bit. Don't go in there all like, oh, regular bathing suits. You're gonna get fucking, limbs missing, arteries just being like, spewing out blood. You don't want that. Unless you want that, then just by all means, go with no octopus suit. But it's all the rage. It's all the excitement. So please go ahead. Let other people know that this technology exists. And for, again, the viewers, listeners, subscribers, specifically 2 octopus suits. For everybody out there, I want you and your entire family to feel safe when you're in, bodies of water out there. You're welcome. Jizz in your life, 'cause you've got that jizz in your life. In your life, jizz in your life. Jizz. Ladies and gents, boys and girls. Speaking of experiencing nature, speaking of getting au naturel, getting in touch with Mama Nature, getting out there, it's that time of season, it's a yearly thing. I think it's a year-round thing. I don't think it's a seasonal thing, but it happens to have, relevance to the previous story, because we were just briefly talking about nature and you getting out there, getting the full experience. I know a lot of people like to go out there and sign themselves up. Maybe you're going on a date. Maybe sign you and your date up. Maybe you're taking your family. What am I talking about? You take trips to Africa, maybe South Africa specifically. Or maybe you live locally and they've got something similar to the African safari experience. Essentially, you're paying and you're reserving tickets that'll buy you, a placement in the African lion safari experience, whether it's local or actually like you're in the bush doing it for realsies in Africa and Mother Nature Africa. You're in Nairobi. I don't know, South Africa. Let's stick with that one. And you paid good money. You worked hard. You put your blood, sweat, and tears into what you do, and you got these tickets, and now you and your beautiful family are out there, or you and your beautiful date are out there, and you're like, oh man, it's gonna be exciting. We're gonna have a safari experience. What does that entail? That means you get in a truck with other individuals who've also shed blood, sweat, tears, sperm, bodily fluid, spinal fluid. Nobody talks about spinal fluid, one of the main ingredients into either cooking or just overall success rates. A lot of people are like, what do you put into this thing to make it work? It's spinal fluid, legit. From the tap, dude. It hurts, but that's what fucking separates the chaff from the wheat, from the wheat from the chaff, you're chafing. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that you go to this safari and all you can wish for is just whatever you've seen or heard of in past experiences by others who've also experienced the similar experiences you're about to experience right now. And that entails you getting in a truck and just drive, or a bus, and driving around in the safari and hoping to have entanglements with beautiful animals, cheetahs, lions, snakes, tigers, Bengal tigers, black panthers, mountain lions, mountain lionesses, mountain goats, giraffes exercising. You are wishing to catch giraffes exercising and also taking a tattoo gun to other giraffes, so to give them their gang initiation patches, so that because initially they're all yellow, the brown patches on giraffes. You heard it here first. There's been talks on the internet as to whether or not they're born with it or if they're tatted up. Apparently giraffes, the spots are fucking tatted on. Who knew? Crazy. Blew my mind when I found out, and I just keep telling people that. So please pass it on, let others know. But nonetheless, you are seeing, you want to go to an African safari and you want to just see a couple of dolphins just by a little pond, just, hop skipping over hippos and, playing hide and go seek with the local, hyenas, whatever, typical, you wish for these things to happen. But every once in a while, you might get a little bit more than you bargained for. Like this in the previous days. I'm not quite sure when this happened, but recently it's been depicted in a video that you guys and gals out there might have seen as well. Beautiful group of individuals in a truck or bus sort of thing, and they're going on about their day, having a safari experience, and what is that over there? A beautiful male elephant comes along and starts, kind of like doing male elephant things, getting territorial, seeing this gang of people, and they're staring at him and he's staring at them, and it's like about to go down because it's like, it's my territory. And then the safari experiences were like, yes, we get that, well, we're here to see that. And he's like, you want to see this? Then come get the show, come get the entire show. So the elephant gets excited, starts ramming the truck with his tusks, starts lifting the truck up, slamming it to the ground, showing a little bit of aggro. And it's nice because it's nature. And, luckily everybody walked away with, no injuries, at least not that I'm aware of. Emotional scars, probably yes. Was it a, could it have gone horribly wrong? Yes. But this is the thing that I want to say. Those are just regular safaris. What I incorporate in my safaris as a safari man, because I've got my hands in many pots and many, many ventures, you could say that. And safaris are one of the things that I like to provide for people. But I like to say this, regular safaris might get you, a little bit of dolphin action here, a little bit of like, monkeys fucking reg stuff. At best, you'll get lucky, and have a face-off with an elephant. But I like to say, if you sign up for the premium platinum package, the gold pack, the silver package will get you, we can make if you like the tusks and the elephant lifting, we could do that. We could take you places where bears will get close to your car and just are you tired of the same paint job on your car? You want to wrap it in candy, baby? Let's go. Let's scratch it up with a bear. We can do that. We'll take you to the safari, give you the whole experience. And that's just for the silver gold package. If you want something a little bit more exciting, you could always pay more. The diamond platinum package, diamond platinum package, you get to, we only take you to sites where we know the animals are mating, like that's the thing, you want to see them mate so it turns you on, and then now you get to mating on the bus. We do that diamond platinum package, mate with the animals, lion safari, let's go get the full experience. You're like, is there, man, this sounds titillating, is there anything more that you could definitely, there's a higher package that you could go fucking up to, you can go all the way up to, we already did platinum, uranium. You're on like, your membership is fucking element 115, baby. You're top tier shit, fucking things that are unheard of. We're working with it right now. Don't worry about it. The point is, this is all inclusive. You get to go in there and you just get slapped around by an elephant. And like, if you've ever wanted to blow an elephant or get blown by an elephant, or if you wanted to stick your penis in an elephant's trunk, sign up now. We can make that happen. If you want to go in if you want to get rammed up by a wild horse in the Sahara, we can make it happen. I just don't want you to restrict yourself and put yourself in a box and be like, my God, I wonder how far will my dollar get me? You'll be surprised as to how little gets you. Extremely surprised. Of course, you'll have to sign agreements saying that we're not responsible for any bodily damages or any, traumatic experience. Oh, I didn't expect this. What did you expect? You're gonna be pounding on a silverback gorilla's, little hut. You don't expect them to come out and give you a little rough around. It's, but you wanted it. We're making it available. It's, talk about it, please. I just want people to know there are options out there. Jizz in your life, jizz. Jizz, jizz in your life, there is jizz, jizz, jizz in your life, you got that puss juice in your life now. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, let us come together and have a moment. And we just did. What a beautiful, wonderful moment. I've been thinking about this, and I'm sure you've been thinking about this as well. Hypothetically speaking, I'm not saying that I'd like to do this. I'm not saying that we should do this. But as an experiment, as something that to see if we could collectively do something that's kind of out there. But like, what am I talking about? I love the earth the way it is. I don't want it to change. I love it the way it is. Change is natural. Change is always how you can't expect things to always remain the same. We're not talking about anything regarding change, or we're talking about making something hypothetically. I'm just wondering, could we make an extremely humongous, massive, large glass dome over the earth? Like here's the earth, way out here. So like, could we build a giant, bulletproof, double layer, triple plexi, resin filled, anti-shatter, bulletproof, anti-venom, whatever you like, anti-Blu-ray, anti-red light, anti-ultraviolet, dude, whatever you like, we can make it anti. But I'm saying, could we hypothetically make a large glass dome around the earth, around the globe? What are the pros and cons of this? I gave it a little bit of a head scratch, and I thought about this. One, it's just, I'm not saying this is necessary. I'm not saying that we should ever do this. I'm just saying, could we? Could we if we wanted to? That's the question. More like, I'm more curious as to know, could we do this if we wanted to? And that's one of the main reasons. I'm just wondering if we could. That's honestly like one of the reasons why I thought to myself, I'm like, well, could we potentially, if we wanted to, could we make some sort of like, it's kind of like, it's like, it's no different than making it's no different than making a soccer ball. You just put the little, pieces together and you patch it together, but humongous form, made of glass. And here's the thing, it would do for us benefits. You hear of asteroids potentially like, just whizzing on by Earth. Let's say we had an anti-shatter dome over us. Fling all your asteroids, universe, fling all the asteroids, and then we could fucking like juice it up with lasers and other stuff that'll help, deter these asteroids. Or Worst case scenario, it's a humongous asteroid. It hits the dome and bounces off, dude. Think about that. So that's one thing I thought that would be helpful in terms of, and I thought, here's the thing, the weather. Maybe we could, I know we're already taking little teeny tiny steps into controlling the weather, which is like, a little bit of, cloud seeding there, a little bit of, whatever we, build up a couple of, whatever you like, what if we could make a dome and then like, let's have it rain, right? And then there was places where it would have like droughts. We could redirect the water because now it's fallen onto the dome, and we could use piping. I don't know how, but like pipage or drainage systems that'll like, oh, here it is, just, shed a little bit of water here where it's got drought. Just thinking, spitballing ideas. I'm not saying we should do this. I'm just saying, could we? You're like, would it turn the earth into a greenhouse sort of situation? I honestly don't know. It might. We could, if it gets too hot, we could leave little like panels, or like, we could have a hatch that'll like open, multiple hatches that'll like open up, and you could like, let air in and out. You can have constant AC or like, just HVAC in there, just heating, cooling. You could make this really nice. What we will, and if I'm talking about, it's really, really far from the Earth's, like, it's not like in your face. You wouldn't even be able to see it. I'm talking like extremely far. So it's not like, I don't want it to be invasive because I like our view. I don't want it to like fuck up our view. I'm just wondering, could we do it potentially? And let's say you find, you get better with advancements in technology. You find out that one day we're going to get acid rain. Fucking, oh, none of that rain is coming in, dude. Block it all off. No more acid rain. Is it going to be is it going to be, man, I don't know. I don't even know if this is feasible, but I'm just putting out an idea there. Could we make it? Could we make a glass dome over the globe potentially? Does that seem like something that interests anyone out there? Could we then, let's take it full throttle, full glass dome over the earth. We stick a couple of engines in the earth, giant. Think about the kind of engines that we are now working with, like to stick on like rocket ships that are flying us into, taking us into the outer space. We're already in outer space, taking us further away from where we're at. What about giant engines, essentially? Giant engines attached to the earth itself with a glass dome over us. And that way, like, we stay stable, just hold it steady. But like, let's say one day we need to like, just move a little bit to the left, or move a little bit or just take off a little bit, just go see what's on. What if we move the entire earth what if the entire earth moved? Could we, putting it out there, ideas, if you just think about it, giant engines on the earth, pushing us, propelling us, pulling us, pushing and pulling us. Think about that for a little bit, please. Ladies and gents, boys and girls. Jizz in your life, jizz, jizz, jizz in your life. You've got that jizz, jizz, jizz in your life. And it's wet. And it's moist. And it sticks wherever it goes. Jizz in your life. Ladies and gents, boys and girls. There's a little thing that's been happening, and I don't know what we could do. They say, it takes all of us. I don't know how we could go and remedy this, but there's been recent piracy events, occurrences, piracy events that are revolving around piracy. There's piracy going on in the Somalian pirates, sometimes Indonesian pirates too. It's going down. It's an occurrence, and I looked into it a little because I wanted to, because as a young man growing up, as a wee young man, as a wee little boy that grew up into a wee little man that grew up into a, just grew up for, growing up. I loved pirates growing up. not knowing what they fully were, of course. You know what I'm talking about? Like, the story version of pirates, the fictional version of pirates, from books and movies and cartoons. That was very appealing, extremely appealing. Probably definitely wanted to at one point or another be a pirate. Still maybe low-key kind of want to be a pirate. Still low-key, like, again. But as you grow, you get to like find out like what other, because when you're younger, you only see the fun stuff. Even the villain pirates are kind of fun. But in reality, like pirates, they're, full-blown scurvy, fucking, just missing limbs and raping and, pillaging. And that's a part of it too. So like, but here's the thing. I saw that there's been a little bit of, Somalian pirates, popping off once again, doing a thing, having a moment. And I did a little bit of, I hit the old Google. I'm just like, how many pirates are there in the world right now? How many pirate, events happen each and every year? And it came up around, it's rough to estimate actually, apparently. For, from my understanding, I would say every year we have roughly anywhere between 100 to potentially tops, I'm guessing maybe around 500 from the estimates that I came across. I would say 100 probably to 500 at most. And I don't even think we have 500 pirate attacks. I think on average we're doing like 100 to 200, but like every now and again you might have a year that's like, oh, this is a good year for piracy. You might have that. So I noticed that, they're not, it's one of those jobs that's being, it's been, unfortunately, it's hard out there. My heart does go out because like it's difficult. A lot of jobs are being taken over by, competition, machinery is coming into it, automation and all that, AI pirates and shit. So it's like, it's hard. And my thing was just like, what are these pirates doing that they're not thriving anymore? Because they're now, it just seems like it's a dying breed. And it's only in a specific region of the world. And I'm just like, what could we do together to make piracy a little bit more feasible, a little bit more tangible, make it so that people can dream and be like, yes, one day I too could be a pirate. One day I too could have a ship of my own, not a large ship. I'm not talking about some sort of like, you don't have to go fucking like, double decker, but like something with, something respectable amongst your peers. And it doesn't matter. The point is that I think it starts with PR. I don't think they're doing too well with their public relations. Because that's the thing. I do remember, like, again, the effects of movies and stories have such a powerful force behind them that they could actually, we could turn things around. What if these Somalian pirates, what if these Indonesian pirates, what if we were to give them a little bit more like, what if we have a little sit down? What if we do, you make it a little bit more acceptable? What if we say, okay, obviously, no raping, no pillaging. They're going to be disappointed. I get it. They're going to be disappointed as like part of, not sure even if they do that still or not, but I'm assuming, because that's what you'd imagine real pirates would go to shore and rape and pillage and take and kill and stab and all that jazz. And like, oh, pistol, boom, right there. Fucking musket, pistol, boom, right there. Sword fight. Lose an arm, gain a parrot. It's all very exciting. But the point is, I'm thinking, what made Pirates of the Caribbean work? And, loose pirates, essentially, that's fun. I think you pay attention. I remember no raping, no pillaging, a little bit of pillaging probably, a little bit of like thievery definitely, but I mean like, it's always fine when it's like white collar thievery. It's never, I say, here, bring a couple of nice do-rags for the team, a couple of nice bandanas to either go over the head, around the neck, eye patches, we can work with eye patches, maybe a little bit of eyeliner, maybe a couple of, I don't think they're active enough on TikTok, Instagram. They're not active enough overall on social media. I think that's probably why we're seeing a diminishing population amongst the pirates. So maybe help them out. Maybe somebody could get them like a nice marketing, maybe like do the ins and outs of like, spend some time with them on their vessel or at the port when they're waiting to, go on board another vessel. Because everybody just hears about the alarming news. And like, what if you saw the actual, like, you saw the like, the sleeping arrangement, you saw the hammock, you saw maybe a little bit of booze drinking on camera, maybe a little bit of that rum, maybe a little bit of that, maybe a little bit of have like a little emotional talk about what it takes to be a pirate, because it's so glamorous and it's so like, but it's, yeah, we've become too far removed from reality, and I think it's just, or I don't even know what I'm talking about, but the point is, ladies and gentlemen, I genuinely love pirates, and I think we could work something out here. With your help, if you know a pirate, let them know that they're not alone. If you were thinking of getting into piracy, but you're like, man, there's no good examples in front of my eyes. And you're right, there aren't any, or far too few in between. So this is what I say. Help raise awareness to save the endangered species that are pirates. Do you have loose, baggy clothing items around your head, around your house? Ship it off to somewhere where you know pirates are living. Do you have old muskets? Ship it off to, the Indian Ocean, somewhere there. Do you have a plank? Do you have a plank? Ship it off to, or just a nice 2x4 that they could use as a plank. Do you have a pet monkey that you are finding it was very cute in the beginning, but now it's at that age where it's like ready to like either, fuck anything or just like rip off somebody's face? Although not suitable for the suburbs, you'll notice it would come quite handy on a pirate ship. Parrots that are, maybe you got a parrot that's like, learned a couple of cuss words, and you're getting too old, you're about to die, you're 98, you had a good run. Congratulations, but that parrot's got another 30 years at least. Ship it off to the Indian Ocean, or, give it to some Somali pirates. But also at the same rate, I have noticed something, guys. Ladies, I think we've been slacking here, all of us. Why is it that only Somalian and Indonesian pirates are pulling their weight around? Why is it that they're doing the heavy lifting? What happened to all the other pirates out there? What's going on, you guys? We're really dropping the ball here on this one. So pull it back together, help raise awareness. If you see a pirate struggling out there, reach out. They love to talk. And just get in there. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'd like to remind you that it's not easy to be able to distinguish between a male versus a female nipple. If you're looking at it really close, if it's zoomed in and all you see is nip, all you see is different shades of cream, pink, reddish, brownish, earth tones. If all you see is nip, close-up nip, nothing else but nip, it is extremely hard to distinguish whether this nip belongs to a male or a female. Well, I said to myself, jizz in your life, and it's wet and it sticks. Jizz in your life. And I said to myself, if I find it hard to distinguish if this nipple is a male nipple or a female nipple once I'm looking at it again, extremely zoomed in angle and just nothing else but nip, and I'm having a difficult time figuring out if it's a male or female, maybe there are others like me. Maybe I am not alone. Maybe we're all in this together. And I says to myself, if you're having a difficult time, there must be others who are having a difficult time. And why not? Why not bring everybody together? Why not have a nipple guessing contest? And I thought about it long and hard and long, which is why I decided to create the Guess That Nipple contest. Millions of people from around the world will be competing against each other to be able to compete and figure out if they can guess if that nipple is indeed a female nipple or a male nipple. We'll have contestants showing up at the place where they're supposed to show up. And we'll have people behind panels, and we'll have 2 circles cut out on these panels. The panels could be made of wood, they could be made of plastic, they could be made out of, some sort of, maybe we can get Elon Musk involved in this. Maybe we can make some of those, like whatever they're using on the Cybertrucks looks cool. We can maybe get some of those like Cybertruck panels. But for the Guess That Nipple game. And we cut two circles, two tiny circles, to expose the tiniest portion of the nips. And we have contestants show up and look at the nips and be able to like look at it and tell whether it belongs to a male or a female. And they compete against one another. It'll be hard. It'll be challenging. Many will come thinking that, this is easy. Many will be finding it extremely hard. Many will shed tears. Many will risk it all to have a chance at a guessing contest that determines whether they know their nips or not. And if you think you've got what it takes, if you think you know between the male and female nips from up close, really up close, if you think bring it to the contest. Can you guess that nipple is the game? Is the name of the game? Is the name of the game show? This is a game show. It's a game show, that's right. And no, there are no gatekeepers around here. No gatekeepers allowed. You can compete all you want as long as the best of the best will rise to the top. No gatekeepers looking at people's orifices and holes and saying, I don't like the way this gape looks. No thank you. No gatekeepers. The gapes have been wide open. If you know a gatekeeper, let them know that their time is up. Let them know that the old generation of gatekeepers will be something of the past, no longer remembered and revered the way gatekeepers were revered and admired. And and moving forward, no other person will ever aspire to be a gatekeeper, because gapes belong to the people. Gapes, free gay, #free gapes. So yes, if you think you got what it takes, come on down. Let's see what you're made of. Jizz, jizz, jizz in your life. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. We're growing together, one step at a time, evolving, getting stronger, getting faster. Okay, our speed is relatively the same, but nonetheless, something's changing. Because nothing changes if nothing changes, but everything always changes, because change is the only thing that, you know what I'm talking about. Where can you find these videos? Once again, every Wednesday and Friday dropped on Instagram. Follow me there. Subscribe on the YouTube channel. Tell your friends and family members. Subscribe on the YouTube channel. Tell your friends and family members. Subscribe on the YouTube channel. Tell your family and friends. No, you're not having a stroke. I just said it 3 times. Or maybe you are having a stroke. Good God, man, put it down. The show's about to end. Attend to yourself. Take better care. Take vitamins. Subscribe on the YouTube channel. Tell your family and friends. You're not having a stroke, dude. Relax. Okay, if your left arm is going numb and you're smelling burnt toast, you're totally having a stroke, man. But it's Friday. It's gonna be a good one. You got this. Do not drive yourself to the emergency room. Call 911. We need you here, pal. Don't leave us behind, man. It's 1 for 1 and 2 for 2 and all for 1 and all for 1 and 1 for all. And check out patreon.com/RobSadri if you'd like to fiscally, financially support this show and see this show become a part of your life like nothing's ever become a part of your life, and become a part of my life too. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for letting me be in your life. And again, you'll find me here next week on Wednesday. In the meantime, have a fantastic weekend, and remember, jizz, jizz, jizz in your life. You've got that jizz, jizz, jizz in your life. You've got that jizz, jizz, jizz in your life, and it's wet, sticks all over the place. All right, get out of here. Peace.